Hello, this is Mr. Patrick's Corner. Today we're going to talk about my gauntlet. It's made by Umarex. It's a Gen 1 and it's in 25 caliber. It has a Simpson scope on it, 3 by 9 by 32. Very accurate little scope. I'm in the process. I took the scope off and now I have to readjust my scope rings and everything, and it's going to get a little complicated, so I'm not really going to talk about that. I have to go out to my range, set up the target at about 20 yards, and then zero it in. And then I'll take it out to about 50 yards and re-zero it again. This rifle does really well with Benjamins, Hotsons, and FX and JSBs. It works really well on heavy pellets. It does not work well on slugs. When I bought this rifle, slugs were not out there. Now these are, don't worry about it. We're going to have take some photos and insert them into the video. But this rifle does not like slugs. It kind of jams up my rotary magazine. And the nice people at Umarex didn't say anything about it because they didn't have slugs out at that time when I bought my rifle. It's called Murphy's Law. What can go wrong will go wrong. And then they forgot to send out a little notification to everybody with a Gen 1 rifle. It doesn't like slugs. It might damage your rotary magazine. Okay, this is my rifle. I took the front shroud off because it's an inexpensive rifle. It fires well, but I have to make an alterations on the front cover there. I usually just leave it off when I go hunting because it's more of a nuisance than anything else. This is something that shakes, rattles, and rolls. I don't have a sling for this rifle because this is mostly a blind rifle. You go into a blind, you set up your deal, and you wait for the game to come to you. You don't hunt the game. With the Texan, that short little rifle, that one you can go out and hunt in the field with. It's short. It doesn't, heavy brush doesn't bother it. This is for elevation. This top deal is for elevation. The bottom is for windage, right and left. This uses a very simple scope sight. It's just straight up. There's no deviations. There's no mil dots. It's just a normal old style scope, and it acts like a notch scope. So you can move. You basically can move it yourself. You don't have to do any adjustments, so that you can lead your game with it, or whatever you're doing. You're the one in control. You don't have to play with the side knob to get it where you want to. Just get it in a general area and the rest of it will take care of itself. Take a few shots, you'll center it up, and you'll have it done. Now, I'm going to put this down. There we go. And I'm going to bring up this. This is one of the new style pumps. The tube's shorter, it's easier to pack in, and it does a really, really nice job. It's got some coatings here so that you can put your feet close, so you can hold the pump down well. What I usually do is I take a piece of rubber when I'm out in the field and a piece of wood, lay the wood down, put the rubber on the wood, then stand on it. Gives you a nice flat surface. This is for letting the air out. Once you get it pumped up, you got to take off, you got to bleed the line. This bleeds the line. Now, it's all brass, it's very well made, it's high quality machining, it pumps up very easily on the Gauntlet and on my Talon tank. Now the Texan tank, oh my goodness, that little tank does not like this pump. No way, no how. It doesn't like pumping up. And there's nothing wrong with the Schrader attachment because it works on the other ones. It's just another example of the wonderful quality at Air Force. Now my Talon tank loves this pump. I put it on, I drop it down to 2,000 psi, and I can pump it back up, and it's not easy, but I can get it back up to 3,000, and I can take it down when I fire about 12 shots. That's when I'll start refilling the Talon tank. The Talon is a very nice tank. It also has these wonderful you can change the orifices in the tank so that you can put a very tiny, very small orifice in there, and you can get almost 500, 600 shots out of it because you've cut down the amount of air going into the rifle. So you're firing at under 12 foot-pounds. So you have two choices. You can set, with the Air Force, you can set how much air you're going to use, but with this orifice deal, that it basically puts it in at 12 foot-pounds. So you don't have to do any adjustments. You just take the orifice out, put the orifice in if you want more shots, take it out if you don't, and you get more power. That Air Force is a very powerful air rifle. It's like the guy who asked me about British air guns. I like British air guns, but British air guns do not have a lot of power. They're like I think the heaviest air rifle that you can buy with an arms license is maybe 45, 55 psi. They don't go in for a lot of power there because they're using under 12 foot-pounds. That's how they get into it. That's why they're using it. Now, we're Americans. We're the land of the free and the home of the brave. So we're power junkies. We upset the British to no end. You listen to them. My God, you hit that poor deal it basically they go for headshots. We just go to knock the critter on its fanny. So we do a lot of side shots. We go for the heart and lung. Now, Aaron, he was hunting squirrels, gray squirrels, I think it was. And his nephew had a wonderful gun. The Ed Gun Lessie 2. That gun, I think, is the best made semi-automatic on the market. And it's a wonderful gun. It's made in Russia, so forget about it. You can't get any. Pyramid Air might have some still available. If you can't, pick one up. But from what I was under the assumption, they don't have a lot in stock. And I probably are not going to be able to buy any because of the Ukraine and Russian conflict. We can't say it's a war because then Vladimir Putin would punish us if we were in the in Russia. I don't want to talk about Vladimir Putin. He's not the greatest guy, but he's not the worst either. Okay, let's get back to what I love talking about, air rifles. My Air Force Texan is a very, very nice rifle. It's short. I have another one. That was originally purchased as a SS Escape. I wanted power. I got 72 foot-pounds out of it. My other choice was going to be buying a Sumatra Tiger. That's like the Dragon Claw or the Sumatra Eagle. But I like the carbine, but I thought, man, it might be complicated. I might have problems with it. And it kind of scared me because it was a very complicated air gun, especially for a novice. I wanted my first air rifle to be as easy to use as possible. Well, I bought an Air Force Escape, and I have regretted that decision since I purchased it. That's about it for this one. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments section, subscribe, and like. Thank you very much.